Who are great Canadians? Who makes you proud to say that you are a Canadian? Is it Terry Fox? Keanu Reeves? Tommy Douglas? The Weeknd? Wayne Gretzky? Viola Desmond? Drake? All of these. Some of these Canadians have done a lot for our country, but they all pale in comparison to just one man. Ryan Gosling.
All of the lights.
Y'all to see this. Turn up the lights in here, baby. You know what I need. Want you to see everything. Want you to see all of the lights. Fast cars, shooting stars. All of the lights, all of the lights. Until it's taken everywhere we are. All of the lights. If you want it, you can get it for the rest of your life.
Dead. I slapped my girl. She called the feds. I did that time.
This is me. Now, what do I mean by he's literally me? And I'll get to that in just a minute, but I feel like there's something that needs to be explained. How did Ryan Gosling become the man that he is today? Well, it's quite simple, really. Ryan Thomas Gosling was born on November 12th, 1980, in London, Ontario, Canada. Ryan Gosling grew up with his two parents, his father Thomas Gosling, and his mother, Donna Gosling. He lived a pretty normal childhood until the age of 13. That's when he started taking dancing lessons. The dancing lessons were for his new role in the Mickey Mouse Club. His role in the show was basically the same as every other kid on the show. Do a comedy sketch and then do a dance number. This was the beginning of Ryan Gosling's acting career. Since then, Ryan Gosling has played many relatable roles. You see that? This is what I mean by literally me. He is not only the most relatable actor from Canada, he is the most relatable actor in history. So let's take a look at some of his most relatable characters, starting with when I first heard about the Barbie movie, I thought it was going to be a joke. And it was.
Looks like this beach was a little too much beach for you, Ken. If I wasn't severely injured,
I would beat you off right now, Ken.
I'll beach off with you any day, Ken. Hold my ice cream, Ken.
All right, Ken, you're on.
Let's beach off.
Anyone who wants to beat him off has to beat me off first.
I will beach both of you off at the same time.
But you don't even know how to beat yourself off. How are you going to beat both of you?
The sauce doesn't make sense.
Why are you beat yourself?
But there actually is a deeper meaning to Barbie. That may be shocking to hear, but hear me out. Ken in this film represents male fragility. Now I can already hear you. That has to be a bigger stretch than Stretch Armstrong. But when you look closely, you will see it too. At multiple points in the film, Ken flirts with Barbie, but Barbie isn't interested in Ken and rejects him time and time again. He gets angry and jealous when Barbie talks to other Kens in the film. He doesn't seem to have a purpose other than Barbie. He has no home, no job, just beach. It doesn't come as a surprise that Barbie Land is a feminist utopia. But when Ken leaves Barbie Land and sees the real world is much more patriarchal. And Ken likes it. He likes it so much that he brings it back to Barbie Land. He goes back and establishes his very own Kendom. But there is one thing about Ken's belief in the patriarchy in this film. It's pretty much just for style, only really caring about the fashion elements of the patriarchy. Which makes sense, he is a fashion doll after all. And while he's out playing war with his homeboys, Barbie decides to restore feminism to Barbie Land once more. At the end of the film, Ken and Barbie have a serious conversation with each other about their relationship. Barbie states that she does not like Ken, and that Ken has to accept that. She also urges Ken to find a passion of his own. This is a message that a lot of men can take nowadays, since some rely solely on women. It may not be a message for everyone, but it is a message for someone. And that's what makes Ken a relatable character. What also makes Ken relatable is how he takes misguided solitude in the patriarchy. This is a message for people who took misguided solitude in people like Andrew Tate or Sneeko. They were indeed not the top G's after all. That spot is held by Ryan Gosling. And I think that's what Ken represents as a whole. How some men want to make themselves look confident by doing things that they think look masculine, but don't actually feel confident in themselves. So now we know why Ken is a relatable character played by Ryan Gosling. But who else is a relatable character played by Ryan Gosling? We'll be getting into that one next. Officer K from Blade Runner 2049 is a replicant. Replicants are bioengineered humanoids. They're basically robots. They have superhuman strength and intelligence, which this makes them perfect for their main use, which is as slaves. Kay has a real-life memory. Kay doesn't believe it's real at first, but starts to believe halfway through the film. At one point in the film, Officer K goes to Dr. Anna Stelline. There she informs Kay that replicants that have a real human memory are to be arrested since it's illegal to own a human memory as a replicant. Then she offers to check his memory to see if it is real or fake. Kay accepts the offer and lets her look at the memory. After some inspecting, Stelline finds that the memory is real. She tearfully informs Kay that the memory is real, which provokes a very human reaction from Kay.
I know it's real. I know it's real.
And there's another scene later in the film. A woman named Love comes to kidnap Deckard. And in the process, she kills Kay's girlfriend and then leaves him for dead. Kay realized that Joy never really loved him. It was just part of her programming. But at the end of the film, Kay does a really human act. He does something kind and expects nothing in return. He helps free Deckard and then takes him to his long-lost daughter, Dr. Anna Stelline. Kay didn't have to do this, but he decided to out of the kindness of his own heart. Kay can represent loneliness, hopefulness, and humanity. It's honestly quite sad if you can relate to Officer K. There's 0 people in his life that actually care for him. Any hope that he has is crushed, and yet he goes out of his way to help people, wanting no thanks in return. If that isn't a life lesson, then I don't know what is. I wonder what else we can learn from Ryan Gosling's characters. Finally, we have Noah Calhoun. To sum Noah up, he's tough on the outside, but really his personality is very sweet and kind-hearted. For example, when he first meets Allie, Noah sees Allie playing bumper cars at a fair. He hasn't seen her before and asks his friend who she is. He says she's a rich girl from out of town. Noah is obviously interested in her, so he goes to ask her if she wants to dance.
No.
But Noah ain't the type of guy to just back down like that. What he does next to impress her will make her fall head over heels for him.
Hey! So it's really nice to meet you. Who is this guy?
I don't know. No Calhoun.
I would really like to take you out. Friend, do you mind? All right.
Get down! No, you're gonna kill yourself!
Write that down! Write that down!
I mean, how can she say no to him? He's literally saying, go on a date with me or I'll kill myself. Riz. Because of this ultimate display of love, she automatically agrees to a date. You heard it here first. The suicide method works 100% of the time. Jokes aside, do not do that. Do not do that. He ends up finding her a couple days later and, does some more begging. Some kind of Prince Charming over here. After the summer was over, he wrote to her every day for the next year. But they wouldn't see each other again for 7 more years. When they meet each other again, the next summer, it's like they fell in love all over again. He built a modest homestead. He's way better at flirting than he was 7 years ago. But that's not saying a lot now that I think about it. But they stay with each other until they're old. And Allie has dementia. But Noah reads to her from the notebook which recounts the tale of their love, so that they can re-experience it all over again. How romantic. Noah is a tough-looking but sweet guy. He acts a bit of a fool sometimes, but that's alright, I guess. They still fell in love, I guess. Ken shows us male fragility. Officer K shows us loneliness, hopefulness, and a person who will help others without needing thanks. And Noah Calhoun is a fool who's in love. As Ryan Gosling's character Ken once said,
"'Cause I'm just Ken, anywhere else I'd be 10. Is it my destiny to live and die a life of blonde fragility? I'm just Ken, where I see love, she sees a friend. What will it take for her to see the man behind the tent and fight for me?"
Ryan Gosling isn't just a relatable actor. He is literally me.